You know, there's been a lot of debate about whether the Fed might actually pause today. I think the consensus is still what we've heard, which is we get the rate hike, but we get a very dovish statement with that, and that'll put into question whether we have any rate hikes next year. So I think what happens today is a little bit less important than what happens over the course of the next year, but it does feel like we're pretty close to a neutral rate on Fed funds.
So I've heard this comment pretty much across the course of the week, which tells me there's a very strong narrative. Why on earth is the VIX so elevated then? If we know what's going to happen, we already have the script. Why is everybody so nervous?
Well, I think there's a lot more going on than just the Fed. I think there's some pockets of weakness in the economy, particularly the consumer side of the economy across the globe that we've seen earlier in the week with the ASOS results as an example of that. And so the Fed is just sort of the fulcrum point of all these debates that the market is having.
Is it helpful where former Federal Reserve chairpersons, in this case Alan Greenspan, says markets could still go up, but at the end of that, run for cover, which was what he told CNN in an interview on Tuesday? Is that helpful when you've got a man who actually cryptically made a living at not telling people clear messaging so that they would leave a degree of opacity, telling investors to run for cover? Is that helpful?
I think Alan Greenspan, at one point in time, I think everyone followed his word very closely. He's been out of the Fed for a number of years now. He is the person that brought the term irrational exuberance to the marketplace. I think that was in 1997, a good 2 to 3 years before the market peaked. So he's someone to be respected. He had a long career at the Fed, but his ability to call the direction of markets, I would argue, is no better than anyone else's.
Fair enough, and we'll read between the lines and read exactly what you just said there about Mr. Greenspan's current ability to call markets. In that case, would you suggest doing the opposite, i.e. topping up at these levels?
I would. I'm contrarian by nature. I'm a U.S.-based value equity investor. At Eaton Vance, we're bottom-up fundamental, and we focus on after-tax returns, so that gives us a longer-term orientation. So if we look past the noise of today and this month and the last couple of months, I think you can start to see value in the market that we haven't seen in a while. Obviously, you don't get cheap prices without some narrative that is negative in nature, and that's why being contrarian, I think, is important. A year ago, everyone was super bullish, particularly in the U.S. Now everyone's seemingly very nervous, and I think, as Warren Buffett once said, investors should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Now is the time to be a little bit greedy.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.